This week, it feels like we're getting a massive wake-up call. We're being tested to see if we're going to hold on to the dreams that are coming towards us, or we're going to remain stuck in our old reality. We're getting a massive shake-up. A slap in the face, really, to ask us, are we going to let go of the opportunities that are coming towards us? Are we going to procrastinate? Are we going to delay? Are we going to remain stuck? Or are we going to move forward to where we're supposed to be? My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is our ultimate test. Our ultimate test. The universe, just before we get our reward, they give you a little taste. And then they take it away. Or threaten to take it away. To see if you actually want to hold on to it. And I mentioned this last week. We're taking these things for granted. We're getting a little bit, and then we're not fucking pursuing it. We're not holding on to it. We're letting it slip away. We're letting it go. And this is the tower moment, right? This is an example of a tower moment. I've mentioned tower moments before. If you're not on your purpose path, the universe will fucking throw a grenade in where your whole life will crumble to force you onto the path you're supposed to be on. But if you are on your purpose path, but you're taking it for granted, or you're remaining slow or procrastinating, you're going to get a warning. And that's the way it was for me this week, because I am on my destined path, but I was letting self-limiting beliefs, doubts and worries, feelings of unworthiness, keep me too slow. Now, I'm all for taking things one step at a time. That's so important so we don't overwhelm. But we have to decipher whether or not we're taking the right kind of slow and steady, or are we getting easily distracted because we fear jumping out of our comfort zone? Now, this is it. It's like shiny object syndrome. It's like we're doing the thing we want to do, but something comes in to distract us. And we go after that for a little while because we're like unconsciously thinking, if I go over here for a minute, I don't have to rush ahead. I don't have to do the thing too soon, so I don't have to take the risk yet. And I can stay in my comfort zone a little bit longer. But the thing is, if we're listening to those distractions, or even that self-limiting belief, we're going to end up forgetting to go back on our destined path. And that's the thing for me. For me, it's belief system. And it's funny, right? I did a video on feeling unworthy last week. And I was like, I always do collective videos, collective energy. And I was like, it's so weird, I'm not actually feeling this energy myself. But yeah, I feel it collectively. And I spoke too soon, because that night and for the last week, the unworthiness wound resurfaced. And I had a massive shake up to wake up. And that was it. The universe, I'll explain a little bit, right? I have a plan for my destined path, and it's going on a few years, like, then 5-year plan, 10-year plan, whatever it is, and it's fluid, but I had it kind of the way I wanted it. And the universe kind of brought in this hypothetical warning to me, as if to say, it's not, it might not work out this way. It might be the other way around, or, your plan mightn't go the way you wanted. And I was like, I was freaking out. I was fucking freaking out. I went into high intense anxiety. And this was a shake up towards my unworthiness wound. But I obviously, in the moment of that anxiety and that fear and, question, was my plan gone to shit, really? Like, it was still my destined path, so it would still have worked out, but it would have been backwards, or, it wouldn't have been the way I wanted it, and it would have been more difficult. So I had a massive freak out. And then when it turned out that it was false, a false kind of alarm, and it was just a warning, and hypothetical, as I said, I came back down to earth and I was like, what the fuck is this teaching me here? What is this showing me? And it was showing me that every time I go a little bit forward, I end up stopping. I get that distraction. And it's my unworthiness comes back in. It's like this cycle I keep going around. I go a little bit forward, I get excited, and then I'm like, do I belong here? Oh my God, freak out. Do I even belong here? Am I good enough? And this is to do with everything, not just my career, my appearance, It's all interconnected. It's all this stuff, even comfort eating. It's all connected to my feeling of not being good enough. And I was just, every time I'd hit this wall, I'd get a little bit further and then I'd hit that unworthiness wall. And I'd get a little bit further and I'd hit that unworthiness wall. So I was like, and I'll describe it. This is the image I got in my head this morning. It's like this board game. I don't know what the board game is called, but there's a pathway the whole way around. And, there's these little plastic kind of ornaments. There might be a little fence or a little person or a barrier or a bush. But they're all along the path. And, when you're walking the path and you're getting distracted, you're kind of going over here and then you're going over here and you get completely lost. But if you keep getting distracted, you're never going to get back on your path. But the way I feel it now is that I'm after waking up to the fact that I could have potentially lost what I wanted or the path, the destination that I wanted. Now, obviously, we have to be happy on the way to the destination. That's not what I'm trying to distract from here. But I was genuinely thinking, I could have potentially lost what I wanted to gain or the goals that I wanted to succeed. And I was like, that's because I keep listening to the distractions. I keep taking my path for granted. I keep pulling myself back because I'm listening to those doubts in my head. And that's the biggest one I've been getting this week is the unworthiness wound. And that's what's keeping us from going straight, obviously it's not a straight path, but from continuing forward. We keep allowing ourselves to be distracted by things that don't serve us, especially our own thoughts. And now I'm so determined now that every time I'm going to see an obstacle, I'm just going to flick it out of the way. Those little plastic things, they're gone. Fuck off. I'm not being distracted anymore. We have to be shown that we could potentially lose everything that we're striving for if we don't make the effort. You know what I mean? We can't just sit here. And obviously I'm making the effort. I am taking those steps forward, but I keep hitting the block of my unworthiness. I keep hitting the block of, do I belong here? How do I fit in here? I'm starting so many different projects and I'm the odd one out in a lot of these projects. And I've come to discover, obviously, it's because I need to share my voice in less spiritual communities as well as spiritual communities. You have to spread the word, spread the crazy. But initially it's like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here. How do I fit in? What am I doing? It was just really fucking with me. And I was I was doubting myself in a sense. I was doubting my abilities. I was doubting my capabilities. I was doubting the fact that I was so different. And I love being different. But to try and fit myself into a scenario where I'm so different again, it's triggering that insecurity. And, and that in alone is making me comfort eat, which is triggering how I feel about my appearance. And, it's all interconnected. That unworthiness wound is in the middle, but all of these things that are keeping me stuck, all of these little distractions, whether it be food or my doubts or insecurities or, imposter syndrome, do I belong here? Why am I so different? It's all kind of bringing back all this stuff for me. And whenever I hit these or listen to those thoughts, I do end up pausing. And I'm all for pausing. I'm all for being and doing. I'm all for that kind of stuff. But I end up slowing myself down where it's like I'm in quicksand. And it's like, I struggled. It's like you're in that mud, struggling to move forward. And I think if we continue to let ourselves be stuck by these thoughts, which these thoughts can't come with us into the new earth anyway, but if we continue to allow ourselves to be stuck by self-limiting beliefs, doubts, distractions from our past reality, we could eventually remain stuck in that quicksand. And that was the shake up I got. Now, as I said, if you're on the wrong path, you're going to get an actual real shake up. Everything is going to go to fucking shit. It's going to look like your whole life is crumbling around you. But that's to make room for the new path, the path you're supposed to be on. It's to force you onto that new path. Now, obviously, as I said, I'm on my destined path, so I'm not going to get an actual shit hits the fan, but I'm going to get a hypothetical of the shit hitting the fan. And I'm like, Oh yeah, I don't want this shit to hit the fan. I do not want that to happen. So it's given me that it's the catapult effect. It's pulling you back to propel you forward. And that's the kind of energy I've been in. Like all week I was pulled way back. Really low energy, really triggered, went through this shake up, and now I'm determined to fucking run for my dreams, because oh my God, the thoughts of not having them. And that's the thing. You go for something, and I've mentioned this last week, it's like we're given a taste of what we could have, and now it's being taken away as a test, only temporarily. Well, if you pass the test, it's temporary. You know, are you going to let this slip away? That was the wake-up call I was getting. Am I going to let this slip away, potentially lose it forever? Or am I going to jump into this timeline? Am I? It's a simple question. And that's why we're being shaken. That's why the foundation is breaking underneath our feet, is because we have to jump. You know what I mean? It's like that. Oh yeah, that's a good metaphor. I've mentioned the boat before, where you have one leg on the old boat, one leg on the new boat. The new boat is the new earth. The old boat is your comfort zone. It's your past reality. And it's being stretched. But you guess what's happening now? That fucking boat, the old boat is sinking. And you're going to either sink with it, or you're going to fucking jump. That's what I've been getting over the last couple of days. I'm fucking jumping. I've fucking jumped. I'm not going back to that old reality, and I'm not going to potentially lose everything just because I have doubts and fears that don't even exist. Like, you know what I mean? These self-limiting beliefs, these fears, they're not real. They're not fucking real. You know what I mean? And I'm listening to something that isn't true. If we can manifest the reality we want, we are capable of anything we want if we put a bit of effort in. But if you don't put the effort in, you're not going to fucking succeed. You know, and I know I can do the things that I have to do, but I'm keeping myself stuck by allowing myself to believe thoughts that are false. And it was just that shake up to say, are you going to continue slowing yourself down, listening to this false reality thoughts and shit? Or are you going to push through it? The only way out of fear is through it. And that's a fact. That is a fact. And it's just like, it's really, it was like an epiphany and an aha moment last night or yesterday. I spent some time outside yesterday to actually, nature is really good. Silence and nature together will give you the answers you seek. Because I knew I was getting messages. I had the shake up was telling me something. These delays, everything was telling me something. So I got the time, it was a lovely day yesterday, and I got the time to sit out in the sunshine, and I got the time to talk myself through it. And it was just like, boom, this is it. Like, this is what it's all about. It's either jump or fucking stay stuck. You know, crumble. And, you know, continue to listen to those doubts. Continue to slow yourself down. Or continue to maybe potentially lose what you're striving for. Because the more I listen to those doubts, the less likely I am to push forward. And the thoughts that shake up, fucking whoa, it really woke me up, because I'm like, no. I am not going to get in my own way anymore. I cannot potentially lose the greatest things that are happening to me just because I'm allowing myself to be distracted by things that don't serve me. I'm allowing myself to be distracted by thoughts that don't serve me. Distractions that don't serve me. Move that shit out of the fucking way and push yourself through, because that is the only way forward now. We're getting a choice, and this is a choice. We're getting a choice right now. Do the work. Appreciate where you're going and strive for it. Put the effort in. Or stay stuck. Stay stuck in that mud. Stay stuck in that quicksand. Stay stuck in your old belief system. Stay stuck in your old reality and lose it all. That's what I'm really getting. You know, and I know, like, we have a choice here of two different timelines. We have a choice to stay in the matrix, or we have a choice to actually make a difference on this planet. Not only for ourselves, but for the world. It's really, really loud right now. Are you going to put that effort in? Or are you going to take this for granted? Because the things you want, they're on that new boat. And if you don't jump, that boat is on its way to a better life. And you're going to sink with the old ship. That's the message I got. And I'm not sinking with no fucking ship. I'm on the new boat now. And I'm not letting anything stop me. I don't care. Those doubts, those fears. Like, I was even going to drop out of a project like that I just started last week because of my unworthiness. I was like, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. And it was only when I got the shake up that I was like, fuck that shit. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I'm going to do this shit. You know what I mean? And like, you know, I feel so much more confident now. And I'm not going to listen to those doubts anymore because I know this is my destined path. And the only thing those thoughts were doing was slowing me down. You know? Because if we get into this victim mentality, and that's what it was, I was in a victim mentality, thinking I didn't belong, thinking I wasn't good enough, thinking I couldn't do this, couldn't do it. Instead of believing in myself, and we can actually manifest what we think. So if I continued on that road of negativity, I would have ended up going down with the old boat. And I have to change my belief system because I know this new earth is for me. I know I have the potential to do everything I want to do. I actually do know this. But because of my fear of the unknown, because of my comfort zone, which isn't that fucking comfortable, I was like, maybe it's easier just to stay here and listen to those thoughts. Maybe it's easier just to stay stuck. No, it's not. And getting that shake up really woke me the fuck up because I am not slowing down anymore. I will take my time. I will do it as I do it, but I will not allow negative belief systems, negative distractions, things that don't serve me to keep me stuck anymore. I'm not letting anything stand in the way of me and my future. And that's it. You know, I was allowing things to keep me stuck. I was allowing thoughts to keep me stuck. I was allowing myself to be distracted by things, people, energy that did not serve me anymore. I was choosing to remain in my uncomfortable comfort fucking zone because I was afraid. I'm not going to be afraid anymore. Because you know what's more scary? Thinking I had lost it or could have potentially lost it. That was scary. So think about it now. What do you really want? What do you want? And I'll say this again, and I feel like a broken record. What do you want? Not what your parents want, not what your friends want, not what society wants. What the fuck do you want? Because you have a choice now. Are you going to let it slip away? Sorry for shouting. I'm getting a bit passionate. Are you going to let it slip away forever? Or are you going to jump onto that new boat before the old one sinks and you sink with it? Because that's what's going to happen. Sorry, I got a bit intense. But I'm kind of shouting at myself here because it was so scary to think that I could have potentially caused the failure of my future. You know, we're not going to fail if we try. We're going to fail if we slow down and stop. We're going to fail if we stay in the old reality. That's the only thing that can make you fail is not doing the fucking thing. And that's what was waking me up, was allowing my thoughts and the energy to prevent me from doing the thing. I'm not losing this. I'm not losing this. So jump on that boat with me. Jump on that boat after your dreams. Or say goodbye. Because that's about it. Yeah, so that's really it. We're getting this test, we're getting this shake up, we're getting this wake up. And this is the final test, the final moment of truth. What do you really want? Because you're going to have to put that effort in. You're going to have to follow it. And you're going to have to get out of your own way if you want to hold on to it. Don't let it slip away. this is your moment. This is the moment to choose you and to choose your highest vibrational timeline. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help you in your path.